transform.
You got to be so rude.
Ready?
Dude.
Gotta start the mind games early.
What mind games?
We need to start the game mode.
Yeah.
What?
They're going for 6 DPS. Okay, so what do we want to play?
Everything.
Ryan, Zarya,
We need
first point.
at least yep, hit scan. Sorry, at least a hit scan, but he's not even well. I don't know what. Are good for this point as well as yeah, Junkrat. Yep, I think, and they have like
They're
9
better than I am.
people
Far better.
on the lobby. I don't know why were they were playing him.
Thank you.
I think they had
So
some
maybe I
beef
can,
with
I can go
Alice,
Junkrat as well. Maybe disrupt the shield.
or maybe it had something to do with that because they had enough people. If it isn't working, don't be afraid to switch. And they were switching commander in and out between maps.
Do whatever you tell me to.
So yeah, not sure why
Yes.
they were playing him.
Yeah, I will call target.
Okay,
That's the assignment.
nice. If you are down,
Yeah.
Oro is gonna call targets.
Okay.
Make sure, Siphon, make sure you say when
Yeah,
you die.
they were
Say,
like
I'm dead.
Okay.
teasing him
Good.
all the time. Maybe they didn't feel confident enough. They had a better DPS than Alice. Not sure.
Sorry. No, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Focus the shield. Focus the shield.
Push.
Come back, Avid, I see.
Shield. Yeah, Genji on the left, Genji on the left.
Anti on 9.
Okay.
Just split right now. Right shield is down.
Genji on point.
Genji on point.
Okay, Ryan pin.
I think your audio is not working.
The shields.
It works, yeah.
Junkrat far.
If it isn't working, don't
Name
be
it.
afraid to switch.
Alright, can you hear me, Don? He cannot hear me. On Discord?
No, I'm hearing on the stream.
Okay. Can you hear me in Discord too?
Yep.
My goodness.
Yeah. I'll just switch.
Simon.
Nice. If you are down, Oro is gonna call targets.
Okay. For the third time. Tanks need to stay together. So Siphon, I would like to see you just play with ACB, like next to him. The only reason you need to be in the back line is if you're peeling. So at this point, wherever ACB is standing, which is at choke, you're gonna stand at choke with him, even if it's scary.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, it's
Same if you're gonna play Lucio. Same with you, Don. You're the only one who's gonna be up there with him.
Yep. Come back, a bit, I see.
Shield. Yeah, Genji on the left.
Quick, okay.
Just split right now. Right shield is down.
Genji on point.
Genji on point.
This is the point where Rich needs to take high ground. Now, wait, Rich is no. Who's playing? Junk? Oh, Mecha needs to play high ground.
Rhino.
That's. Okay. They don't have anything for a Pharah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If someone wants to play Pharah,
I'm gonna ult.
I can.
well, too late.
I can play Pharah.
They have really fat heals.
The only thing with Pharah is if you're gonna make that call to have somebody go Pharah, then the healer also needs to switch over to Mercy Pharah.
They've also got really nice shields. I might want to switch weapons.
You want to control.
So now, right now, you're playing like a Zen. You gotta just stand next to your tanks, Don.
Well, the Genji.
We're also playing super passive for whatever reason. We should be holding this choke back here, not this choke up here. There's two chokes, right? There's this corner choke, so we need to be playing right there.
It's not like the Can we hold a little bit further, like front?
When you say further, do you mean further back or further forward? Don.
Forward. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh.
That
Yeah,
was
it
not a
didn't.
clear command. Yeah.
Yeah.
Push forward.
Genji's back with his
Keep going.
Delayed boops.
Zarya have?
ACB needed to communicate that shatter too. So right there, they was saying before, as soon as he shattered right there, you can boop them. It hits all of them. So like as soon as you're on this side, just boop them this way. Whether or not they go anywhere is another story, but at least your damage hits all of them.
Be careful. Oh, I wanted to keep them like clump, so.
Yeah, but when they're on the ground, it doesn't really move them very much anyways.
Ah. Okay. I remember that.
You want to do that for like shatters and gravitons.
Nice. They have ults right now. They have
Okay.
Rhino. They have. Yeah.
So like right now, as soon as we switch the Pharah, we needed to switch Ana out. Ana's only at 22% anyways on ult. So definitely just play a little bit closer. Ana should be in the back, where Lucio plays in the front. Right here was a really bad charge on ACB's part. As soon as this happened, so like I was saying, ACB, the rule of thumb, as we've mentioned in the past, is don't charge unless there's a wall in front of you. This wall, which is what you're gonna end up hitting, is not in front of you. It's at a distance. If you're gonna charge at all, charge this way, because there's a wall right here. And the Rhine is standing right in front of it, so that's a perfect wall to do it on. Or Frost, you're playing way too close. So as soon as you charged back here, the healers then kind of lose. They don't have the exact best line of sight because there's a cart here, there's a wall here, and there's 6 people back here waiting to attack the one person that just accidentally charged. Because you charged, Orifrost and Siphon goes in and helps you out, but at this point there's 3 against 6 people, or I think it's at least 5 people because I think Ana goes down, but that's still like a huge risk. So right here is a lost fight already.
We are kind of
Both
equal.
of our tanks are down.
Junk is one.
If ACB charges like that next time, Saifan, you just stay back because you now become the main tank instead of the off tank once he dies. Very good boo. Right here, you should have gone for another boob right there. Zarya could have gone out.
Push to the payload. They are down their Genji and they don't have a main tank. I'm sleeping, sorry. Oh,
Junk is one.
Sorry, one.
you only have Anna for heals.
Anna's down.
No more else? You want this, you want this.
Where is that?
Yo, next time, Matt, tell them that
Yeah.
you need peels.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Anna needs, either Anna or Mecha needs to switch out. So if Mecha is gonna stay on Pharah, then he needs to make sure that the healers switch to support him, because the only person right now is you as Zen.
No more
Yeah,
Genji, nice.
I can open switch.
They have, what do they have? They have another shadow, right?
Yeah, they have Greg also.
I think right here they're about to go in the back line. Somebody calls out to go. They're going left side. That's
They're coming right side.
oh. So like I think Saifan said left side. That's not like a good description, just because like left side could mean back here. This is still left. This is back left. So he wants to make sure he just says back left next time.
Reinhardt low, Reinhardt low.
Whoever Largewood is accurate.
Cover, high cover, you're low.
If you're gonna play Lucy, you gotta play aggressively. Right here,
Yes.
Dawn, I don't know what you were doing. It's a lost fight. Are you trying to stall the point here? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
They're
It's
only two.
there's no way. I would
I
just give it
fair.
to them.
Yeah. 3 on payload. If you can touch.
Instead, you're topping off their ults.
When do you use ult? I didn't see it.
This is a perfect time to switch Ana out.
Do you think
We
it's
should
still worth
coordinate
being
our
on the Pharah when they have a double hit scan, or sorry, when they have a Widow?
And we're on the
Yeah,
inside.
I should switch. Just wanna get
Honestly, too, here, Lucia's not bad for this point either. Oh man, ACB. I don't think I need to say it, but I'm sure ACB knows he should not be charging into that. This is where ACB needs to turn around, realize that his team is playing back here. So as soon as he charges here, there's no line of sight for him. He then becomes vulnerable and nobody can heal him.
some pick.
There he goes. Bye bye.
Grouped, guys.
Yeah, don't
Pushed in with
charge,
5
please.
without your. We pushed in with 5 without a main heals.
I'm talking with Winston. Zarya!
Saria Discord. Saria no longer Discord.
So now we're starting to switch to stall heroes. It looks like
Reinhardt Discord.
nobody's contesting. Oh my gosh.
Reinhardt Shatter. Reinhardt Hat.
This Ryan, their Ryan is doing a really good job at like picking targets and killing them before he moves to the next one. That's what you guys really should be doing too.
It wasn't just that. There was literally no comms as to if you guys should regroup or if you guys should keep fighting, or there was no one said the fight is being won. They're using ults. No one made any comment as to whether or not like it was even winnable, how many people were alive, nothing. There was no comms whatsoever regarding that.
Yeah, Sauce is basically right there.
Getting frustrated with the fact that they were losing rather than actually like productive comms. If you guys had realized that you guys were super staggered, you could have just regrouped in spawn and taken at least 1 or 2 fights. But instead, just kind of.
I think for the most part, these scrims, your comms, like the team's comms, determine whether or not you guys win or lose. And not even because you guys have the game sense. I mean, not the game sense, but you guys have like the ability to do damage and pick the targets. But it all comes down to whether or not your communication is there. Because if your communication is not there, then you guys automatically lose the fight.
Please.
Got it.
Okay,
Okay, so the Farage will start on this map. So we might
Ana needs to switch out.
Ana.
You guys are gonna play this comp?
That depends on.
Yeah, Ana needs to switch out.
Let's switch if they are not.
Oro, you cannot play Ana in this lineup. There's too many buildings to work around. Your dive is not going to be aware of where you're going to be standing in the back line, that unless you're like super high sense game sense that you know where your dive is going to be and you adjust yourself to move into a place where it's the line of sight and you have and the other team does not have line of sight of you, you should not be playing Ana here. And then like with Rich as Pharah, it's a missed opportunity to go Mercy here.
Okay, they have Widow.
They have Widow.
Widow Moira.
Okay, so it's not.
Yeah, there he goes. He goes Mercy.
Hold the dive. Hold the dive.
What? Alright, who are we diving?
Okay.
So ACB, if you're gonna dive in, make sure you communicate.
They have a very diveable comp, to be honest. I would think it's gonna be hard.
We can dive the Ana, the Junkrat, and the Widow.
If you can dive.
Yeah, the only at this point, your best bet is to dive Widow first, and then your Ana and Moira. But it's gonna be a difficult. You're gonna rely on each dive to dive individually into them. So you're right, Don. It's not gonna be easy. So unless like the dive goes for Widow first, leaving Rich available to take out one of these healers with Genji, it would require a lot of coordination.
The Junkrat and the Widow.
If you can dive someone, it's probably going to be the Ana or the Junkrat.
Who do we dive? Who do we dive?
Ana.
Yeah, you guys are gonna play Winston, Diva. Diva needs to jump in first before the Winston. That takes so much time for Diva to get there before Winston.
Junkrat behind. On point. He's
They're on me. I need help.
I'm sleeping.
okay. That's a reset.
Reset.
Jump off the map. Jump off the map if you can.
Reset.
Are we switching off that?
Yeah, we
Okay,
should.
I picked the Widow.
Are we using Valk?
Okay, we have advantage of one. We have two advantage. Come. Move.
Push up.
Don't switch. Or come. Go.
I'm coming.
Yeah, charge. Diva, come back. Oh,
I thought you said.
yeah. Shit, sorry.
Go, but you didn't look to see what the team wants.
Yeah. I have transferred the graph. They have shatter. Be careful. Oh, push.
That was fat finger for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Ana slow, I'm behind.
Tire behind. No more else.
So even though you say no more ults, you gotta make sure you just say reset.
What else did we say?
Tire.
Having walls.
They have 2 ults left.
Okay.
They have.
No, they only have grab. That's it.
Yeah.
They have no walls.
They have
No, they use
walls
that.
and grab.
So let's use a blade.
What
Yeah.
do we have to combo?
Honestly, you guys should have just stayed Pharah at Mercy with and then dived being removed. You guys probably could have pushed a little bit with that team comp.
I'm down. Okay. Don't you
Another
salt.
one. Yep.
Okay, Widow's down. Oh no, we're all down.
I think they don't have ults right now. Or maybe Junkrat, but
Push
let's
in.
see.
Okay, group up and push in. I'm just gonna Valk and we're just gonna push in.
With the time left, you probably could switch off of Zen, only because your ult doesn't benefit anything right here, and this doesn't benefit this lineup unless Ana nanos either of the tanks. But you probably could afford to switch Zen out for like Lucio, and you guys can get to point a little bit faster too.
Okay, group up and push
Okay.
in. I'm just gonna Valk and we're just gonna push in.
Meke's Genji needs to be playing as a flanker, not with the team.
Go with Nate.
Because his job at this point, he needs to be the one to take out Widow.
We can.
Or to annoy
Yeah.
the two healers.
Widow Discord on point.
Push.
Okay, I'm gonna blade.
Widow.
Widow's still. Who? Yeah. Okay. Meke, you don't need to use your dragon or your ult. There, they were down. They were down players. You guys probably could have taken that without the ult.
He's down.
Nice job, guys.
Good call.
Because at that point, there was only like 2 or 3 people
Steal, please.
up, so there was no reason to use your dragon blade. I definitely want to see Meke's Genji in the back line more than playing with the team.
We might just keep open mind for that.
So just say next push. Like
Okay. Wait. Don't push. Don't push.
So Don, your job would be to help your Genji out, but just pointing out where Widow is.
Come back. All the way to spawn. Come back.
Okay.
Charge to spawn if you need. Okay, we're 6. Let's push.
Okay, we're back.
Let's try to use Shatter this fight and the Visor.
Can we flank around top left?
Top left. How?
Top
Okay, there's
left?
a Widow on the platform.
Okay.
There's a junk on top of the castle.
Okay. Remember Shatter and Visor. Shatter and Visor.
Alright, they know we're here.
So he used Shatter, but he didn't announce it, so Rich was not prepared to use his visor. That was really need to communicate your ults. ACB.
Oh yeah, we have grab. Almost had grab.
Okay. No, well.
ACB is pretty silent in this game, huh?
Yeah, Monkey, you can try to get the Junkrat. Oh, come back. You're super low. Stay yeah.
Why are we going Winston? For Widow, I'm assuming?
Shatter.
Yeah, for the high ground.
We lost this one.
We gotta make sure we switch out our tanks, that both tanks are on point, are communicating that, so they both coordinate and switch out together.
We were supposed to use the graph that fight, so we could have the diva.
Dragon blade and grab.
Yeah. Let's go.
If you get 3 in the grab, it's a good grab. You don't need to get 6.
Okay. Grab now!
No more ults.
Where is
Okay.
Okay, I got Nova.
At this point, we need to determine who the carry is. That's definitely this guy here. So like, our focus should really be on Junk.
so Diva as opposed to the.
Yeah, we had the Pharah for that, but the Widow was doing her job, so it was hard to
Yeah.
get damage onto that Junkrat.
I agree with the Junkrat.
The Pharah is not a counter to Widow, though.
No,
It's-
the Widow is a counter,
Yeah. Yeah.
but the Pharah was our way of dealing with the Junkrat.
Lilian on payload.
Didn't work out, though.
Where's the Widow?
As Zen, you could probably use your right click more, holding it down more.
So that was a much better
Okay.
dive. Like the actual dive itself was really good. There was just no DPS follow up because you guys didn't have. Although you switched your dive or to dive tanks, you didn't switch to dive DPS, and you didn't switch to dive competent healers. Other than that,
I swapped the Mercy for dive. Is dive healer then?
not really. Healers, pretty good. He's still in his fucking game. Holy shit. So yeah,
Okay.
throwing random comms in.
Just go where Don tells me to.
Who's at Cuba practice right now?
There
Who is this person on their team or something?
Somebody wants to.
Who? Yeah, they play
Wow.
2 maps
This
into the
guy?
future. XGGox, yeah.
Dom, when you say I'm too
Was
I don't
he
know if they are on their team, but he played.
was he being toxic or something?
You're talking over.
I don't know. He was cluttering the chat, so I muted him
No.
because I couldn't see if they weren't start or switch, so or that stuff. So I just muted him.
It's easy to kind of like learn.
Are we switching?
I think I'm actually gonna.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So where?
So
What was that?
Hey, man,
Did you guys win any of these maps?
do we want to run Ryan's Zara?
No,
Oh my
We
god.
switched half of the team, so I don't know if
We
they're gonna go
took-
Pharah. They didn't have it last time.
Point A of Eichenwald. I think it's the only one we took.
Okay.
Oh, that's all you have to do.
No, I don't want to break my keyboard.
Yes,
Too bad, dude. That's
if you
the
have a
price for glory.
Volskaya. We also took the first one on Volskaya.
Give me a sec. Give me a sec.
Mechanical keyboard, it's not gonna break.
No, but I have a gamer keyboard.
Yeah, so do I. And I rip keys off of it all
If
the
I
time.
break it, it'll stop being good.
Siphon,
It's a
Siphon.
gamer chair.
Yes.
He said
Uh,
it'll stop being
Try to
good.
call targets.
Yeah, well, I'll try.
You know,
If it doesn't work, we're gonna put Oro on targets then.
Okay.
You know, I climbed 500 SNL when I got a gaming chair.
The only reason why Oro was on target calling is I thought he was gonna play tank.
In case they decide to go around or something, if they're running.
Him as main healer and playing target calling is gonna be really difficult, so ACB needs to be the one to pick it up in that case.
just so you guys know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but Siphon was having trouble and ACB wasn't saying much, so
Yeah.
I did the best I could
Okay.
with what I
They're
had.
going left side. Come back. I'm down. Hands on high ground on the window.
Doom's one.
I was sure I was behind the shield.
Get the Reinhardt. You're down one. You're down two.
These purple. Right.
Okay, jump off the map. Don't give them all charge.
I'm going.
Okay. They have a Doom Fist, so we might need crowd control.
Brigida would be nice here. So like one of these guys would go Brigida. And then Oro go Moira.
Yeah,
We
Moira
have a
super
Hanzo.
good at this point.
So that's for Oro's thing, is he needs to, I don't know, Anna's super fun to play, but you guys need to not play Anna so much for some of these maps. Good job.
Breaking shield. He's low. Saria low.
So that sounds that right there was really aggressive. I really like that. You guys want to make sure you do that all the time with your tanks, because you're essentially like it's a completely different mentality playing Lucio. Is that you're now like playing up front and you're peeling for your tanks, and the tanks are no longer peeling for you at this point.
I pushed up too far. That was my fault.
It's okay. They have hands
Yeah,
on me.
my
They
friend,
don't have six.
the
Largewood.
one that, yeah,
They have.
he told me a few things about Lucy after
I got
the
chat.
Scrim,
Nice.
so I need a
That's
lot
it,
of
right?
grinding to.
Ryan's dead.
Okay, stagger characters.
You're like almost like playing a tank at this point, but you just don't. Your goal is to not take the damage, but your goal is to get the damage off of
Doom
your
Fist is
tank.
inside.
Make
Right
space,
side.
yeah.
He's one.
Nice. Okay, next time we're using dragons. Let's try to farm that graph.
Alice, I didn't have line of sight. So I hid by Junkrat to avoid the fifth.
Okay, that's fine.
You guys are like playing so weirdly spaced
They have
out.
graph for this fight. I have. Reinhardt low.
You hear? Like your Lucio could be behind one of these walls back here. So as soon as like almost like playing like a Mei, as soon as they like step over this line, you boop them off this way so they can't. It's harder for them to run back back to their team, and instead like your Ryan and your Zarya can take them out as soon as possible.
Okay.
She got away. I got you.
And in here, as Lucio, you can jump and ride up to here and then boop them off here to annoy them so they don't get high ground either.
Okay, we can push a bit if you want.
Okay. I will essentially be peeling for our hands.
Yeah, you're basically peeling for the team. Your main, but it's not just because our Hanzo was up there, but you want to do that so that they can't get your tanks up there, because once they get high ground, they get like infinite. Nobody can really get them from up there, so you want to just make sure they keep off of it too. So here, like we said before, just make sure you boop them all.
We can chase someone.
We have Nano next fight.
Nice.
Yeah, Lucio doesn't play as a support.
Okay, let's reset.
Like
Yeah.
It's very different.
He's a support just in the sense of like making sure damage doesn't get the team.
Can you shatter them, ICB?
And the ultimate, no.
So it's gonna be
really
shatter,
strong.
Nano Zarya, okay?
They're coming in, they're gonna shatter 100%. There you go, shatter's coming.
Here's where you can. Probably good to Lucio ult there. So that was a good charge because there was a wall in front.
It's okay. We won this fight, no morals.
That's like twice. you've been ult Nano.
And I wasn't sure that the freaking Reinhardt, right?
Yeah.
I was like taking a point of being to the side so I won't mess the Ana side.
Hansa's main.
Yeah. So you guys need to play. I don't know, is ACB AFK or something? No. You guys need to play forward.
I don't have line of sight on you, Hanzo. I'm below. Where are you? I'm right below.
I got shatter.
Right here.
Oh, sorry.
Oh
Use
my
that
gosh.
time. Nice.
Tracer behind, Tracer on me, Tracer on me.
Fight on point.
So Oro, just make it a point to say who you are next time. If somebody's on you, just say it's on Ana.
Go stall, everyone go stall.
Wow, I'm down. Sorry.
Go, everyone rush,
Because Lucio there, you probably just want to ride the walls and just try and be untouchable instead of trying to stall the point. Because if you just ride these walls back here, it makes it so hard for them to actually like attack you, but you're still touching point.
Oh,
okay.
I'm sorry guys, I tried to wall you up.
It's okay. Who's next? Hanzo. Is Hanzo dead? No.
I got shot. I'm up. Coming.
I'm with you, ACB, I'm with you.
Nice. I got shattered. Help. I'm down.
Ah, shit.
Okay, get the Ana.
I'm down.
Ah, jeez. Hanzo.
That's all of us there. I think they got it.
Stop. No, I'm dead. Go.
Dragon's coming in.
Almost.
I'm on point, but you need to kill targets.
Run.
No, stop focusing.
I gotta go as soon as this half ends, and then I'll be back later.
C9?
Okay.
No.
No, we
Let's-
just got killed, that's all.
It was close.
So we'll stop it here, and then I'll continue later.
Okay.